Alrighty, good evening ladies and gentlemen, this is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters. We've got a nice long game for you here today. I thought about doing a normal length one, and then I just thought, you know what, let's go for the big one. Because, yeah, I've been saving up the big ones, but I never get around to doing them, because it's always like, alright, let's just get a game cast. It's, yeah, let's just do it, let's just do it, but yes. I'm actually going to be moving out. In about a month and a half, I'll be moving to a new place. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a long time, you know I've been complaining about the internet at some points. The new place will have much better internet. I'll be able to upload videos like twice as fast, so I won't have to worry about can I get this video uploaded in time. Should be a lot better. And yeah, maybe I'll feel more comfortable about doing more videos, more longer videos, that sort of stuff. So anyway, regardless, let's have a look at this game. Let's have a look at the players. Down the bottom right side of the map, it is going to be Mr. MyuNgSiK. He is 20 years of age, from South Korea, plays for Team Prime. And I don't know if I've actually cast MyuNgSiK before. He was actually part of the Team KT Rollster until September this year, but then moved on to Prime after a couple of weeks. So yeah, very good stuff. And his opponent is going to be Mr. Cure up the top right side of the map. 20 years of age, from South Korea, plays for the Jin Air Green Wings team. And there's no team history here, so it looks like he's been in Jin Air Green Wings the entire time. I don't know when he started playing or something like that, but yeah, it looks like he was playing in Wings of Liberty, so obviously he's been playing for quite some time. And yeah, let's start having a look at the map. We've got a great map going on here. We do have the nice, easily accessible expansions. We got a Stargate coming out from Mr. MyuNgSiK. At the same time, we do have Widow Mines coming out from Mr. Cure. So yeah, if he manages to snipe one of the Oracles, no Oracles coming out, it is going to be Phoenix play, which is going to be very, very interesting. Phoenix play, one of those things, I've said it, this is like the 4th or 5th game where I've sort of said, Phoenix, yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of an interesting play. Against Protoss it's interesting, against Terran it's interesting. Against Zerg it's beautiful. Against Zerg players, because Zerg have very limited early game anti-air units, so Phoenix are just beautiful. But oh, look at that, and what is it in this? It's a couple of Widow Mines. The Widow Mines, oh, very, very, very nice. Yes, so do manage to push them away, and the Phoenix just moves on to have a nice look. Oh, running straight over the Marines, and that is not good, but did get a pretty full base scout over there. And we've got another Phoenix over here waiting for the medevac to come up. Just having a bit of a wait. Medevac rolls in. The Phoenix is going to see it. He's boosting in though. And oh, I thought for a sec he was going to make a go of it, but decided to back off at the last second, which is probably a good decision. He could have dropped off a Widow Mine if it wasn't for the cannon. I think the cannon probably would have screwed him. Oh, is he going to snipe it? The Phoenix are being very, very wary. Oh, are they going to lift up the Widow Mines? Oh, they do. They lift up the Widow Mines, but one Widow Mine does get some shots off. Oh, he can't decide which one to shoot. Oh, they managed to get back down. This one is going to lower itself, but they do manage to lift it up. And yes, very nice. But that Widow Mine did a crap ton of damage. Look at these guys. They are just all over the place. And that, all three of them, that's just one Widow Mine hit to all three of these guys. So very, very nasty. And there we go. Finally spotting the medevac, do take it down. Very nice stuff. And the Reaper's still doing some nice scouting. These guys running out, still doing a pretty good job. So we've got a whole bunch of Marines. MyuNgSiK already going for Colossus. So MyuNgSiK looking like he's definitely on top of his game right here. And the Phoenix have very effectively delivered map control to him. So that is one thing that they do. Militarily, against army versus army, they're a bit shady as to what they can really accomplish versus Terran and versus Protoss. But as far as early game map control and harassment possibilities, they are a very good unit. They're like Reapers on speed and flying around, so very nice stuff. But they're not going to be any help at all at getting rid of these Marines. So it's going to be down to the Protoss player. And I don't know why he's actually knocking down these rocks, because you would think bloody channel, a valley, a choke point right here, would be an advantage for the Protoss player. I definitely would think so. Oh, too close to the missile turret. Not good, not good at all. Yeah, he did see all these barracks. That is a ton of barracks right there. An absolute ton. And see, yeah, Cure really pumping out the army nice and fast. Income-wise, he's a little bit behind though. MyuNgSiK with 8 more workers. Looking pretty good. So, yeah. Cure's going to back off now. I mean, he's got a good economy. He's got a decent army. What he does not have is anything to do with the Colossus. And he has seen the Colossi out there. So, there's now 2 up there with a 3rd one on the way. There's also a 2nd Stargate, which is very interesting. He's still pumping out the Phoenix numbers, so he still loves those Phoenix. And there must be just harassment possibilities, because I'm not sure what they can really do with this many Marines in the army. I don't think there's anything they can really do. He's continuing to knock down the rocks, though. I've no idea why. Really no idea why. Unless has he got Zealot speed? No, so yeah, I just don't understand it. I mean, that choke point would just be so beautiful. Maybe he wants it to be knocked out so he can say, alright, I'll plan for it to be knocked down. So just knock it down and that's it. I don't have to worry about the Terran player coming in and I've got him in a beautiful choke point and then suddenly he knocks the rocks down and he just spills in there. Of course, what can happen is if you're trying to force field in the middle, you put a force field there, the rocks are keeping the rest goes, they close down the rocks and suddenly they just run in. But of course, if the rocks are already destroyed, then you can plan for it a little bit better. So that is it. 4 Colossus so far. 5th one on the way. MyuNgSiK is going for the exact same play that Paralyze went up against Innovation in the previous game. And Paralyze did win that game. So this Protoss play, obviously very powerful against a Terran. The only difference is MyuNgSiK going for a Phoenix play as well on top of the rest of it. And yeah, it's definitely very powerful. Very powerful. And the Vikings, of course, are going to have quite a bit of trouble taking out the Colossi with the Phoenix on the ground. Well, in the air. With the Phoenix in the army, on the map, the Vikings are going to have trouble. They're going to have to manually attack the Colossi, because of course, by default, they will attack the Phoenix. And the Phoenix will be able to do a decent amount of damage to the Vikings, which is not going to help things. We don't have, however, Blink Stalkers, and we don't have really any Stalkers at all. So it's going to be down to the Phoenix to actually take out the Vikings. And I'm not sure if Phoenix are actually up for the job. There's a bunch of them. But in a Phoenix versus Viking battle with approximately even unit numbers, I think the Vikings would definitely win. But the question is, can the Colossus do the damage they need to do before the Vikings win that battle? And yeah, I do not know. It depends on the numbers here. We've still got 2 Phoenix coming out at a time. Cure now pumping out 4 Vikings at a time. He's seen the Phoenix. He's seen the Colossi. He knows he needs a ton of Vikings, and he's pumping out 4 at a time, which I really like. So he should be good as long as he keeps up that crazy Viking production, but he really needs to keep it up. So yeah, meanwhile, just these guys running in, running around, having a look, seeing what they can do, killing a probe, why not, running in, getting a cannon. So good map awareness, and Cure making sure that he doesn't just completely let MyuNgSiK see whatever the hell he wants. And which is a good idea, because he is moving out for a 4th base and he does not want Mr. MyuNgSiK to be able to see that. Oh, these Phoenix are going to be able to get some nice snipes there, but of course the main army is going to be enough to scare them away before the ground forces get over there. Factory is going to get scared away, and Cure still holding on to map control pretty well. This base has not been seen. No, has not been seen at all, although he is moving a hallucinated Phoenix over there. Is going to get sniped by the main army, does not see the 4th base, but the direction that Phoenix was going straight for that 4th base. So obviously MyuNgSiK has some sort of idea that something crazy may be going on. Let's have a look at the upgrades, because this is kind of weird. MyuNgSiK has nothing. Cure has 1-1, 2-2, getting fairly close. 1 weapons and 1 air weapons is coming down. So MyuNgSiK not quite getting the upgrades as fast as he possibly could. It's a little bit all over the place, and it's going to be interesting. Cure is also getting level 1 vehicle weapons as well, which is going to help out a lot with his Viking numbers. 18 Vikings versus 16 Phoenix. It's going to be good, but oh my god, 8 Colossi. That's absolutely nuts. The problem, I think, is there's not that many Zealots. I mean, the Zealots are going to be okay for a while. So, I don't know. I think that MyuNgSiK could do a lot of damage. These Marines are all going to get shredded. Maybe, actually, I'll change that to a definitely. Cure needs to up his Marauder numbers. I mean, the Vikings, they're going to be taken care of with the Phoenix, at least for a little while. They're not going to be able to just, I mean, it takes time to kill a decent amount of Phoenix, and more are coming out every now and then. So it's going to be mainly down to the ground forces to deal with the Colossi. And there are quite a bit of ground forces. I mean, 31, 3 ghosts, but he needs to up his Marauder numbers to deal with those Zealots more effectively, because the Marines are going to get shredded by the Colossi so fast it's not even funny, and he just needs it. No Zealot legs though, which is going to help a bit with those Zealots coming out, because the Zealots are really the only things that will be protecting the Colossi. There's nothing else. The Colossi would just be out by themselves, and if the Colossi are out by themselves, these guys are going to run in stim and do a serious amount of Colossi damage. And you do not want that to happen. You do not want to lose all those Colossi. Look at these guys running straight around the planetary, going for the more easily attackable base. So very, very nice play by those guys. Main army actually deep in enemy lines here, but they got a bunch of reinforcements. I'm going to be able to take this out nice and easy. Here we go, moving on in. Vikings versus the Phoenix. I mean, what's probably going to happen here is Cure will win in the air, but whether or not he wins on the ground is another question. I mean, those Colossus are going to shred everything, and as long as the Zealots are enough to stop the ground forces from doing that, then I don't know, but we got some nice micro here from Cure, purposely targeting the Colossi. The Phoenix are doing a great job, but they're trying to stay away from the Marines at the same time. Colossi running for it, the Vikings chasing them, so Cure playing it very, very nicely. The Phoenix are starting to do a serious bit of damage. He moves back, leading the Phoenix into ground range. The Colossi is still doing a fairly decent amount of just straight up Marine damage, and the Phoenix actually have destroyed everything. I don't believe how many Phoenix this guy actually has. He's got 26 Phoenix, so we've completely discounted how many crazy amount of Phoenix MyuNgSiK actually made, and it is crazy, absolutely nuts. So yeah, that's it. That is it right now. Cure building 6 Vikings at a time. Maybe he's just given up completely on ground force. He's just going for a crazy amount of Vikings, which is not a bad play, but yeah, really needs to do something. MyuNgSiK going for a Twilight Council. I didn't realize he actually didn't have one, but turns out he doesn't. Whether this is for Zealot legs or maybe for Blink Stalkers. If he tech switches into mass Stalkers at this point, it could be huge, because Vikings obviously suck versus Stalkers, and Cure is not going to be pushing out a large amount of ground forces. He needs to get a ton of Vikings to deal with those Phoenix, but he was trying to deal with them with just Vikings and ground forces, but the ground forces got owned and the Vikings got owned as well. Just too many Phoenix. So yeah, it's just a case of too many units to deal with. I mean, oh, and you forgot about that. That bloody Widowmine has been sitting there for like a year or so, but it managed to get another hit there. And only 2 kills here, but it has done quite a bit of damage. There we go. It's finally running for it. The Phoenix are after it. Chasing it. Finally do take it out. Very, very nice stuff. But income, let's have a look at the income. 67, 69, about the same. Cure getting 3-3 for his ground forces. His air forces do have level 2 weapons. So Cure definitely doing a great job on the upgrades. Oh, lift up. It doesn't matter when you got that many Phoenix, but damn, just lift it up. You can't even see the Marines because he's got too many Phoenix. But let's have a look at the numbers here. 18 under 24. Yeah, he's getting more Vikings, which is good. But he's starting to scramble a little bit with those Marines, man. He's got a ton of income though. And yeah, MyuNgSiK is, yeah, he's doing pretty good. Both players doing pretty good at this point in the game, of course. And both players just now getting a 5th base as well, which is pretty awesome. So we'll just have to see if the air attack is actually going to happen. We've got level 3 vehicle weapons coming out. That is going to be phenomenal when it finally hits. We've got level 3 air weapons as well coming out. Only level 2 ground weapons, but the air weapons are really the #1 thing for Mr. MyuNgSiK at the moment. And now we've got another engagement coming out. Ton of Vikings. Ground units, yeah, pretty decent. 10 Colossi. We're out to 10 Colossi, and Storms are starting to come out as well. So MyuNgSiK is just like, I don't even need Zealots and Stalkers and all that crap to defend. He's got 2 Zealots. I don't need buffer units. My Zealots and my Colossi and my Phoenix are all that I need to destroy everything in sight. And there we go. The Vikings going for the Colossus as they did last time. they are scared away continuously by the Phoenix. The Colossi getting in there nice and close. And there we go, the Phoenix doing a great job chasing everything away. Another Colossi goes down. The Phoenix absolutely ravaging. Oh, Storms going down on the Viking force. I don't know if the Phoenix actually took damage from those Storms. Can you take friendly fire from Storms? I'm really not actually that sure, but have a look. All units. So I think the Phoenix did take some damage from those Storms, but regardless, it worked out still. And all of the Vikings did go down, and now the Colossi are just chasing these guys. And so many of them actually being lifted up. I don't know if these guys can actually turn around and just start sniping Colossi. There's a decent amount of Marauders, not a lot, but you know, small amount. Are we just going to see a drop? Save what he can here. Oh, a Storm of the Century. Critical mass on those guys. And that is it. I guess it's a bit hard to just lift up all your guys and run out of there when there's so many Phoenix chasing the medevacs. You just can't do it. So that is it. Is just... And is that going to be GG right there? Army size 119 over 65. Income, meh. MyuNgSiK has 50 more army than Cure has. I think we're probably closing up here. I'm not sure what Cure can possibly do against these guys. He's getting a ton of Vikings. He's going to hit level 3 weapons, but I really don't think it's going to matter at this point. It's just going to be how fast does MyuNgSiK want to finish this battle? How much does he just want to own everything? He's getting level 3 air weapons up. His Phoenix numbers are at 20, and Cure is at 12, so yeah. I mean, the Phoenix numbers are slowly getting whittled down, and he's not building up as fast as Cure is building up Vikings, but I just think he's far enough ahead that I think he can just run in and do stuff like that. Look at all these workers are being destroyed. And I don't know if we still care about long term or if we just care about short term, but long term that is going to hurt quite a bit. He's now 12 workers down, whereas equal only a minute before. So we're still getting a bunch of ground forces here, but of course we do still have 9 Colossi on the field. We're starting to see some Archons as well as the High Templars, and that's his Zealot's just running in. We still don't actually have Zealot speed. I thought he was getting Zealot. No, he was just getting the Twilight Council to get the Templar, obviously, but Zealot speed would not be a bad idea if he can afford it. Which I think he can. Look, he's got gas income coming out the wazoo at this point. So, it's just it. Just waiting for the hammer to fall, and MyuNgSiK has actually let Cure macro up to almost full. But I don't know if it's going to matter here. The level 3 weapons on the Phoenix are absolutely terrifying. He does stutter. I was wondering about that. He's got the Phoenix range upgrade. He must have got that at some point. So good stuff there. And now it's just a case of maybe this is the new Death Ball. It used to be Void Raid Colossus. Maybe now it's just Phoenix Colossus. Because those Phoenix are just so devastating in this game. There we go. Are we going to see the engagement here? Are we going to see it? Am I zoomed out? Yes, I am. Are we going to see the engagement? It looks like MyuNgSiK definitely wants to see an engagement here. It looks like Cure is not quite ready. He's waiting for these other Vikings to come back out and help him just a little bit there. But MyuNgSiK is he pushing in? Is he pushing in? It looks like he definitely wants to. There we go. The Colossus getting in there. The Phoenix getting in there as well. Just slowly moving up. And MyuNgSiK choosing to stay on the low ground, not trying to take that high ground position, just pushing right through the middle here, and just sort of, there we go. Looks like he might get flanked, but he can just push up to this high ground and be in a fantastic position. He doesn't look like he needs to though. There we go, there's the engagement. The Vikings trying to do the best they can. Vikings mainly going for Phoenix at this point. Maybe the Viking numbers are there, but Storms on the Vikings, of course, are going to knock those guys back. And when it comes to Vikings versus Phoenix, the Storms are really a deciding factor in this engagement, and almost no Colossi dying there. Absolutely phenomenal. The Phoenix numbers are getting knocked down, but the Viking numbers are getting obliterated. And as long as the Colossus stay alive, the ground forces of Cure have absolutely no hope of doing anything but dying in this game. He needs to be destroying Colossi with Vikings. And he just does not have that option. He just does not have the ability to destroy the Colossi anymore. The ability has been taken away from him by the superb play of these Phoenix. And that's it. It's just game over. When you can't kill the Colossi, and the Colossi can kill everything, that's it, game over. A bunch of these guys coming in. And yeah, almost got some Phoenix kills there with the ground forces, but it didn't quite happen. Vikings getting out the front are starting to snipe some Colossi. Level 3 weapons on the Vikings, of course, going to be shredding these guys. He's moving back, trying to take out this final bunch of ground forces. Meanwhile, looks like the Vikings did get taken out by Archons, and Cure giving the GG. So what an epic game there. Really went out for a crazy length, and man, those Phoenix, I'm going to have to change my mind about Phoenix being useless. I don't know. When you look at it from a technical point of view and you say, alright, you've got Triple M on one side, you've got Colossus and Zealots and Stalkers and all that stuff on the other side. What use are Phoenix? I mean, they suck versus... I mean, this is technical sense here. They are okay versus Medivacs, but Medivacs aren't the massive amount. They're going to suck versus Marines because they fly over the Marines and they get shot down. They're not that good versus Vikings because Vikings generally will own them. But when you have enough numbers of anything, like the Phoenix, you can just shred stuff. It's like playing Zerg when you got mutas. If you have enough of them, you can shred Stalkers, you can shred Marines, you can shred whatever the hell you want. You can shred direct counter units. Just like the Phoenix are shredding the Vikings because you have enough of them and they're upgraded to a stupid limit. So that's it. Game done. What a beautiful game. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you guys tomorrow with another one. Stay tuned for that.